They're just sort of different, Palantir. They don't kind of like have the same typical corporate 2020 Silicon Valley ethos as you might expect from other players.
Absolutely not. And they've prided themselves on this for a long time. And they ditched Silicon Valley, relocated their headquarters to Denver just a couple weeks ago to kind of drive that point home. And in a very weird twist on the investor day, where normally you're courting investors, actually the CEO, Alex Karp, this morning said multiple times, don't invest in this company if you expect us to change our internal culture. Don't invest in this company if you expect us to change our stance on supporting the work that the U.S. government and its allies do. Yeah. And he wrote a very feisty letter prefacing the S1, talking about what some of those philosophies were and some of the sometimes controversial work that it's done, providing technology, allowing, groups to integrate their data and then mine it for meaning.
So, Lizette, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, Joe said that this company kind of separates itself from the normal Silicon Valley ethos. But I feel to a certain extent it's almost more honest about its ethos. I mean, I feel like a lot of these Silicon Valley companies are kind of cut from the same cloth. It just seems like Alex Karp, Peter Thiel, and a lot of the folks at the top of this company, I guess, are at least proud or not ashamed of some of the things they do. And it does seem like when we've seen other corporate governance issues with companies like Facebook and elsewhere, it seems like investors are still willing to embrace these companies as long as they produce the revenue growth and the profitability.
Right. Well, in some ways they are cut from the cloth in terms of like they're providing cutting edge technology that the U.S. government does not typically have access to when they make build to suit solutions that take 18 months just to get going, where Silicon Valley is cranking out software updates every 2 months, 3 months, and it takes them 18 months just to figure out what they want to build, right? Mm-hmm. So in that way, they're similar to other ones, but they're quite different from Google. Google's employees staged a protest and got Google to, discontinue its agreement to do Project Maven, which, as you guys probably remember, did the computer vision that allowed for drone targeting of U.S. enemies. And Palantir snapped up that project right away. So it is different in that respect. On the corporate governance aspect, you're 1,000% right. Not only do they have a non-independent board, they had to actually amend their S1 saying, hey, we do not have an independent board of directors. We will get there within a year. But the voting power is concentrated in the hands of its 3 founders in perpetuity. And an institutional investor group called on them this morning to change that. They did not address that in the investor meeting this morning or in the Q&A with analysts afterwards, which did not address that topic, even though the question was asked.